is dripping right back onto the plate. What's up, my friends? I'm Henrik. I like food, and today we're making tandoori chicken. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is prepare our chicken drumsticks, and we're doing this by making some incisions into each one of them. There is no reason to do this for moisture purposes, but certainly for flavor purposes. And you'll see that the first thing we're doing once the chicken has been prepared is we're going to rub some chili as well as a little bit of salt into it. We only want enough to get into the crevasses we cut earlier, and this should do it. Now that we have our chili and salt mix ready, we're going to start off by spreading a little bit on each drumstick. Once each drumstick has some of the mix on it, we can use our hands to rub it in like a tired joke. Do make sure to get some of it into each crevasse of the drumstick. Honestly, these are good enough to put in the oven already, but we've got more coming up before we do that. The next thing we're going to do is prepare a marinade for the chicken. And we do this starting off with some yogurt. Now, with the yogurt in place, we add stuff to it, starting off with some garlic. After we have the garlic, we add some ginger, then turmeric, garam masala, and some red chili powder, a little bit more chili powder, some cumin, and finally some fenugreek leaves, also listed as Kasuri methi on various other ingredient lists. Now that we have all our ingredients in this bowl, it's time to mix it up. In a failed but delicious attempt to make things more red, I've added some paprika to the mix. Now that our mix is ready, it's time to coat the drumsticks in it, making sure to get as much of it into each crevasse as possible to maximize the flavor. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, I'd like to remind you that I like food, and if you do too, smash the like button and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. While I was recording this, it was at this point that I realized I could have done all the mixing in the bowl that you see me transferring the drumsticks to, but whatever, it worked out really good in the end anyway. Before we call it a day with the preparation of the marinated chicken, we make sure to toss it one more time, squeeze a little bit of the marinade into each crevasse that we find, just to maximize the flavor in the end. I promise you it's worth it. And with that being said, let's stick it in the fridge for a while. Okay, it's been a while. It's time to put the chicken onto a grate on top of a tray. This will let us collect the drippings from the chicken, which we definitely want to use later. Now, before we stick this into the oven, we're going to baste it with olive oil, the One True cooking oil. This will help keep things nice and juicy. The leftover sauce and oil can now be mixed together, and we're going to use it for basting the chicken halfway through. The most important thing to realize at this step is that we're not done yet, even though it looks ready and good to go. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to flip each drumstick, and then we're going to baste each one of them using that leftover sauce and oil that we had earlier. We just want to get a little bit on each one. This keeps the drumsticks from drying out. Again, it's really hard to resist eating these at this point, but we all have to make sacrifices. Traditionally, this is the point where you coat the chicken in butter, but I'm not one to waste drippings, so that's what I'm doing here.
Okay, we're finally done making this. It's time to try some. Oh yeah. Check this out. Juicy. In fact, it's dripping right back onto the plate. Really delicious. This came out perfect. You know what? Hold on. Good chicken is accompanied by good beer. And that's what I'm gonna do. Cheers. Amazing. If you liked this video, smash like, subscribe, and see you next time. I'm just gonna keep on eating.